Okay, so it looks like this is going to be a much bigger problem than I thought it was going to be. I don't think a stream is going to happen today, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a really small like deck profile thing, I guess, and that way everybody will have wasted a little bit less time, a little bit. So let me just go back, see if I can get my chat refreshed. We'll get through this, and then I'll maybe try it again tomorrow? Question mark. We'll see what happens. I kind of had big plans for videos this. Mm, I kind of had big plans for videos this this weekend, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. All right, let me go here. No. Okay, so this way, at least if anybody's watching um, on YouTube, they get at least a little bit of a show. Since I'm probably not going to do a full video on this, let me make sure everything's working. It is. Okay, so let's not push our luck. I'll do this. Copy. Open this. Chat properties. Paste. Done. Hey, and there we are. Okay, so like I said before, we're just going to do a quick rundown of the one of the decks I'm going to be showcasing, and then I guess we'll try and get this thing done tomorrow. But anyways, so I'm running two climaxes here. They're both important for the climax combo. It's the only reason we're running them. This one is a +1 soul, +1 stock, and this one is a 1 character super buff and a draw 1. We've got Shanna Loves Melon Bread. She's really good one turn 4K. Normally you only need these things to be 4K for one turn because they're very specific for beating over they're very specific for beating over powerful cards. You don't really need them. And if I remember correctly, I couldn't find any Suiciders, which is very interesting, but it's all good. Just having a good big old 4K is nice. This is the assist we'll be using. I wanted to use an assist at a higher level, but this is the only one that really fits. 500 to the characters in front, and you can also rest this to give a flame character plus 500. If you guys don't know, Shauna is pretty much all about the flames, so this is pretty much just give a 500 boost to anything, which is nice. Shauna Key of Growth, you can't read it, but whenever this card attacks, you can give another character plus 500. Also, it bonds, but I mean, I'm never going to use this card that it bonds with because this is an all Shauna deck and this is not Shauna. And that's it. This here, I don't know why it doesn't have the effect text, but this is play it, pay 1, discard 1, search your deck for a card and put it in your hand. That's it. That's all it does. And then of course 4 door triggers because this deck uses a lot of Super Encore and this is much more useful than these, even though these are part of a climax combo. I was explaining before, but Shauna's got a lot of really nice options that you can use for the deck. What you're supposed to do is choose like a big finisher or like some really big way to end out the game and then sort of build everything around it. But I went ahead and like buffeted through and sort of just picked and chose some of the combos and stuff that I really like and I just put all of them in. This is just sort of a fun deck. It's not really meant to be super competitive, but it does have a bit of a competitive edge. So getting onto our level 1s, we're only using 2 of them. Shauna in swimsuits, very unique card. I'm going to be talking about this in the set review. Very interesting. It's actually a changer that has super encore. It's not something you see every day. Plus, it's free. You don't have to pay for it at all. So you drop it, you attack with it, and then even if they attack into you, you just discard a card and it changes. Another really unique thing about this is it doesn't change from the discard pile, it changes from the deck. I'm not 100% sure if I like that more than just changing from the discard pile, because if it changed from the discard pile, you could just discard the card you're changing into and then change into them, but it's still really good. Plus the level 2 it turns into is pretty freaking insane. So, Shauna, Contractor of Alistair, there's nothing special about this card except it's a 6500 with Super Encore. It's funny, there's actually a worse Shauna that came out in Shauna Final. No idea why it even exists. This is just a straight 6500 with Super Encore, and they made a Shauna that is exactly this card, but it's only got 6000 and it gets 60. No, it gets 500 if you've got some stuff in play. So that's nice. I think the only difference is the other one might have a soul trigger, but sometimes you don't even want the soul trigger, so it's just better in every way. In every conceivable way, this is better. Alistair, one of the things we're doing for this deck is I'm running a lot of events. I actually had to make room for 5 events. That's the spread over 3. So we're using 2 Alistairs, search your deck for 2 characters, and put them in your hand. This is important because we're only running 2 of each of our level 3s, and we need to match up the level 3 we play with the specific climax we have in our hand. We all know how I play, and I always get always get a handful of climaxes. So guaranteed, I'm going to have at least one of the climaxes I need for a climax combo. If I play this, I can just get the card that combos with it, and everything's hunky dory. And I can also discard a card from my hand, so if I really need to cycle something, that's good too. Challenge of homemade cooking. You might notice a pretty beefy cost here, but you don't see an effect. Let me tell you what this card's effect is. It deals 6 damage to your opponent, and that's it. So that's all it does, but I really like it, obviously, so I've got to put it in at 1, man. You guys know I just love really cheesy cards like this. It's so good. When you get that 6 damage to stick, you're going to feel like a god. Shauna, first time feeling this. This probably the most suggestive card in the entire Shauna set, but that's okay. That's why we love Weiss, you know. That's fine. They're fine with all